Shabbat Shalom. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, it in a second. If you've ever been to Shir Tikva services, you know exactly what I'm about to say, which is that there is this whole delectable inner circle, which is almost entirely empty. Yasher koach to you who are sitting here. Thank you. I'm going to close my eyes because I like to close my eyes when I sing a nigun. Oh my gosh, it's happening already. I can't believe it. It's magic. And if people want to move up to fill up the spaces, but let's see if we can fill up every chair, even this one. I know this is the scariest looking chair because it's next to a rabbi. But if you want to come and fill up the circle, yay, Yasher koach. And Rabbi Joey's going to come here because he's not scared of sitting next to a rabbi. But there are still 4 seats.
Who said that?
Rabbi, there we go. We didn't actually talk about that. Here we go. I'm going to close my eyes. We're going to sing, and we're going to cheer each other's courage on. Yasher koach. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya. I fill up the circle. Ya la ya. Ya la la ya yo. Ya ya ya. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbos.
So here's something I just learned. When you ask for what you want and what you need, it's scary because it means you can be disappointed. I mean it. And the experience of saying out loud something that you want and you need, and then people listen and they make it happen, is one of the most profound experiences of embrace. Mm-hmm. So as we come into this sanctuary, into prayer, we are also taking action together. Let's reject the binary that says there's prayer and there's action, right? Let's reject the binary that says there's rest and there's doing. We are teaching each other every time we come into this sanctuary for good and for hard. Right? We are reminding each other what is important, and we're opening ourselves to be reminded what matters to us. And it's risky because we can also hear hard things. We can also feel hard things. We can be disappointed and we can be uplifted. Communities like that, right? And coming into this sanctuary on this Shabbat, when we are met by so many beloveds, some that we know, and is there anyone here who's here for the very first time, I wonder? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, welcome to Shir Tikva. Are you visiting from out of town? Amazing. Are you visiting from out of town? Welcome, amazing. So glad to have you here. And is there anyone who's back in the sanctuary for the first time in a long time? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So just this feeling of whether it's returning for the first time or returning for the first time in a long time, or if you're like, yeah, I'm here every Friday. I'm in this. I know that this is risky because we're saying to each other this matters enough to show up. The Shabbos wants us to welcome, and we need each other to welcome each other. And in this time where I think I don't know about you, but I've been spending a lot of my time looking around me and saying, what's going on? What's going on? That we can come into this circle and remind each other, not the full picture, but remind each other part of the future that we're invested in and part of the beautiful present that we are committed to protecting. Okay? That's this practice. So I'm going to invite us to take a breath. I want to say a special welcome to our 6th grade prophets who will be teaching us at the end of services. And I want to say a very, very special welcome to our Bar Mitzvah student, Sali, who is also a prophet. And will be reading from Torah and blessing Torah tomorrow. We're so thrilled. Mazal tov to you and to your whole family. Yay. Oh my gosh. So we're going to sing. First, we're going to light some candles. I'm going to invite Sali and your family, please, to go with Rabbi Joey up onto the bima and light some candles. We'll turn together to page 2. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'adlik ner, le'adlik ner. We'll turn together to page 12. Welcome Shabbat in song. Lechu neranena l'Adonai nariya litzoyishenu nekadem afanav betoda bizmirot nariya lo lechu neranena l'Adonai nariya litzoyishenu nekadem afanav betoda bizmirot nariyal yalalai 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 yayo yalalai yalalai yalalalai yalalai 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 yayo yalalai yalalai yalalalai. Page 13. Shiru l'Adonai, shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai, baruchu מכל אלוהי העמים אלילים, אדוני שמיים עשה, הוד והדר לפניו, עוז ותפארת במקדשו, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו, יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו, אז ירננו כל השיער לפני אדוני, כי בא לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט הבל וצדק ועמים באמונתו,
We turn to page 18, rising or rooting.
מזמור לדוד, הבו לאדוני בני אלים, הבו לאדוני כבוד מעוז, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, כל אדוני על המים אל הכבוד, הרים על מים רבים, על מים רבים, כל אדוני בכוח, כל אדוני בהדר, כל אדוני שובר ארזים, וישבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון, ויקידם כמו עגל לבנון וציון, כמו בן רעמים, כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש, כל אדוני יכיל מדבר, יכיל אדוני מדבר קדש, כל אדוני יכול להעלות, ויחשוף יערות, ובהיכלו כולו בכבוד, אדוני למבול ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם, אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום.
You may be seated. We'll turn to number 1 on our colorful sheets.
אנא בכוח, בכוח, גדולת ימינך, ימינך, תתיר צרורה, קבל רינתה
Tamcha, Sagveinu, Tareinu, Nora.
Ana bechoach, bechoach, gedulat yemincha, yemincha. Tatir tzerura, kabel rinatamcha, Sagveinu, Tareinu, Nora. Ana bechoach, gedulat yemincha, tatir tzerura, tatir tzerura, kabel rinat amecha, sagveinu tareinu nora. Ya 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 ya
Yadadayayo, yayayayayadai, yadayayayadai, yadayayayadai, yadadayayo. We'll turn to page 20 for the Chadot D. And as we get to the 9th verse, anyone who wants to is invited to come out onto 50th Street or wherever you are to throw open windows and doors and greet Shabbat. And really from wherever you are, whether you're going outside or staying exactly where you are, but rising or rooting, this is our chance to say, Shabbat, welcome, welcome. We're actively bringing you closer and actively opening ourselves for a little more rest, for nourishment, for accompaniment, for peace. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 pele Shabbat lekabelai. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 pele Shabbat lekabelai. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Yishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad Adonai echad U'shemo echad L'shem ultiferet ve'litila Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat lekabelai. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat lekabelai. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha ki hi v'kol ha'beracha Merosh mikerem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila O lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat lekabelai. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat lekabelai. Mikdash melech ימלוכה קומי צאי מתוך ההפכה רב לך שבט באמנך בכה והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה לך דודי לקראת כלה ידדה 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 בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה ידדה 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 בני שבת נקבלה התנערי מעפר קומי לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי על ידני שיידת הלכתי קרובה אל נפשי גאלה לך דודי לקראת כלה ידדה 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 בני שבת Kabbalat, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadadai 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 B'nei Shabbat, Kabbalat, Hitoreri, Hitoreri, Kiva Orech Uri Uri, Uri Uri, Shidaveri, Kevod Adonai Alayich Nilad. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadadai 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 B'nei Shabbat, Kabbalat, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadadai 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 B'nei Shabbat, Kabbalat. Lecha Dodi ay 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 Likrat Kala ay 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Lo tivoshi velo tikami mahachi shochachi umatehemi bach yechesu ani ami veni tata irati lalecha do ay 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 likrat ka ay 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. V'hayu l'shisa shosayich v'rachaku kol alayich yasis alayich Elohayich kimsos chatam al chatam ay 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 likrat ka ay 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Yaminu small tifrosi Adonai taritzi ayad ish ben parti ben nismecha v'nagila lecha dodi ay 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 likrat Shabbat Kabbalat. Boi v'shalom ateret b'halagam v'simcha u'v'socha toch emunei am segula boi chalalecha dodi ay 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 likrat ka ay 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Ya baba ya da 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 ya 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 da da ya 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 da da ya da da ya 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 da da ya da da ya 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 lecha do hay 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 likrat hay 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We'll stay risen or stay rooted, moving into our evening service on page 28. I respect that. Sally, can you help me with this one?
Ya da da ya 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 ya. Ya da da ya 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 ya. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Folks can take a seat. We'll continue on page 30. We find ourselves at a moment in the service where we bless a God who brings darkness into the world. I invite folks, if you'd like, to close your eyes and notice the darkness on the other side of your eyelids. Feel the solitude and the integrity of the body around you. Sense and feel the breath and the community encompassing us. Taking a big breath in and out.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב הרבים.
We'll turn to page 32, where we bless a God who brings love into this world. I invite you to bring into your heart and into your mind someone who has poured love into your life, someone or some animal. Bringing them into your heart, feeling the joy, feeling the connection of their presence, taking a big breath in and out.
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו והם נגי יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
We'll turn to page 34, rising or rooting. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto. Folks can be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha
ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We'll turn to page 40. And in a second, we'll say the words of Mika Mocha. I have been thinking this week of some wisdom from my friend Rachel Tolley Kaplan. In her words, personal transformation is terrible. It is slow, it is painful, it is barely, if ever, fun. And I've been thinking about that, and just the ways in which our growth is usually so deeply gradual, so heartfelt, that it's really hard to understand or see it or celebrate it. Micha Mocha is this weekly encounter with a different sort of transformative moment. A moment where the Jewish people moved from slavery towards freedom, where each Jew moved from a place of constriction to openness. And it didn't happen painfully or slowly, it happened in one spark. And there was so much building up to it, but that moment of transformation could be felt and celebrated together. That's what we get to do as we sing these songs. That's what we get to do when we come together in community, is both note the slow, painful, gradual transformation, but also mark the way in which we, at some points with grace, with each other's support together, we get to fall into these moments of spontaneous and joyous transformation. We'll join in song at the top of page 40.
Ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya ya la ya la ya la la ya 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 la 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 ya ya la ya la ya la la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 mi chamocha Ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha, neda b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osef eleh, nora tehilot, osef eleh. Ma'alechutecha, ra'u v'anecha, bokei hayam livnei Moshe uMiriam zeli anu ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam ha'ed yalala yala 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 Ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la 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 la, ya la ya la 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 la. ונאמר כפדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך את אדוני קהל ישראל.
On page 42, we pray for safety, we pray for protection, and we pray for peace.
ופרוס עלינו סוכת, סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך.
וסוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ועל ירושלים.
We'll rise or root on page 44. Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam beritola v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam beritola. B'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam beritolam. Asa Adonai, et ha-shamayim et ha'aretz, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam beritolam. U'bayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat. We'll rise or root on page 46 as we transition into the Amidah, into quiet prayer, starting together in song. Adonai, Svatay Tiftach, Ufi Agid, Tehilatecha. Adonai, Svatay Tiftach, Adonai, Svatay Tiftach, Ufi Agid, Tehilatecha. Adonai, Svatay Tiftach, Ufi Agid, Tehilatecha.
Shalom Bivroma. Uyase Shalom
Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
Hebrew, Hebrew, amen. We'll take this time now to pray for healing of body, for healing of spirit, and we'll turn together to page 253. And we'll use these words, we'll pray these words at the middle of our page, offering prayers and then pausing. And I would invite us, please, to share names of people we're praying for who are in need of healing. In the chat, if you're on Zoom, aloud to hold people close in your heart, and then we'll seal our prayer singing again. Mi sheberach avotenu mekor haberacha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Tonight we're praying for. Please share names aloud. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor haberacha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Each year at this time, when Jewish communities read the Parsha of Mishpatim, the Parsha of Laws, communities across this country and across the world mark this as Reproductive Justice Shabbat. We are so deeply lucky to be joined tonight by JCA community organizer, lifelong community organizer and fighter for justice, and also proud Shir Tikva member, Jerry Katz, to share some words of Torah marking Reproductive Shabbos, Reproductive Justice Shabbos.
Welcome, Jerry. Stand. I think it's okay.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Good Shabbos.
My name is Jerry Katz. I use she, her pronouns, and I am not a Torah scholar, so I just want to get that right out of the way. I'm a political and labor organizer. I've run a lot of strike lines. I can make up chants and picket signs. I am not a Torah scholar, again. I got into politics as a young person because I was mad. I was mad that people who didn't respect my religious freedom would not stop trying to impose their faith on my uterus. And over the last few decades, I've done a lot of yelling and rallying and fist shaking at the powers that be. When Rabbi Joey asked me to offer a Devar Torah for Repro Shabbat, he reminded me that Shabbat services aren't a political rally, so I should be mindful of the different tones of the two environments. So I'm going to try to follow that guidance and focus on our Jewish traditions and how they can guide us through this moment in history. But I'm not going to lie, after the last few weeks, I kind of want to stand on this chair and shake my fist and yell. And I assume that my reasons for shaking my fist and yelling are similar to many of yours. We're watching in real time as the United States government attempts to erase our trans siblings, friends, and neighbors from public life and from history. And they're attempting to erase childbearing age people from public life by restricting abortion and birth control. And they're defunding what little safety net we have for young families that allow parents of small children to work, have a safe place to live, or put food on the table. We're watching them attempt to erase everyone but cis white men from workplaces, academia, and positions of leadership. So we have plenty to yell about, but I'm here tonight because it's time to celebrate the Jewish values that call us to care for each other. Rabbi Joey asked me to be here because tonight is Repro Shabbat, an annual observance of the Jewish value of reproductive freedom, organized by the National Council of Jewish Women, which was founded in 1893. The NCJW was the first organization in the US to publicly demand the legalization of birth control, and they established the first birth control clinics in the United States, which later became Planned Parenthood clinics. So, yay. We should be very proud of that history, that legacy. Repro Shabbat corresponds with the Torah portion Mishpatim, which is considered to be the foundation of the Jewish value of reproductive freedom. Again, not a Torah scholar. But the summary of how I understand it is Mishpatim means laws, and the portion is a list of the laws God gave to the Israelites that cover things like the way we should treat slaves, strangers, widows, and orphans, how to punish an ox that gores a person to death, and livestock theft. But it also lays out the punishment for causing a miscarriage, which is a monetary fine paid to the woman's husband, versus causing the death of a pregnant person, which is the death penalty. So the rabbinic sources then go on in other writings to tell us that the fetus is part of the pregnant person and that abortion is not only permitted but required to save the life of a pregnant person. So while Repro Shabbat typically focuses on our right to decide whether and when to have babies, I'd ask you to imagine it more broadly as a celebration of bodily autonomy. That frame not only insists that we have the right to make decisions about pregnancy, it demands that we have the right to make decisions about our bodies, period. Judaism teaches us that every human being has a spark of the divine and is worthy of kavod habriot, human dignity. There is no dignity without the right to control your own body and the right to live your authentic life. Mishpatim also tells us not to oppress the stranger, for we were strangers in Egypt. I think we're all very familiar with that one, and this verse is often interpreted as a commandment to support immigrants, which is indeed very holy work, especially now. But more broadly, the word stranger can be read as any person who is marginalized. And as we watch the government attack the rights of trans kids and adults and try to push them out of public life into the shadows, the ultimate marginalization, Mishpatim calls on us to stand with people who are at risk, no matter how we identify. Not oppressing someone is a very low bar. It's the least we can do and still call ourselves decent people. So instead, I choose to read this verse as a call to solidarity. And the way I read that part of Mishpatim, it feels like I have not only an obligation not to oppress the people in my community who are most at risk, I'm obligated to do more because I am not labeled a stranger. The current administration doesn't care for my politics very much, but my white skin and cisgender presentation buy me a lot of freedom to do and say things that would be much riskier for other folks. So I'm a cis woman whose childbearing years are behind me. I could look at this Torah portion, vote every few years, and call it done. But I believe that not only do our traditions call on us to value bodily autonomy, they demand us to be in solidarity with those who are at most risk of having that autonomy taken away. Judaism doesn't let us say, oh, well, not my problem. We're obligated to take part in community, from being required to pray with a minyan of at least 10 adults to our obligation to surround and comfort a mourner for 7 days after the death of a loved one. Judaism requires solidarity. And solidarity is more than just support. Solidarity involves discomfort, sacrifice, and risk. And as the attacks on the right to bodily autonomy are increasing with the full force of the federal government behind them, The stakes of solidarity are a lot higher than they were even a month ago. Schools, local and state governments are being threatened with huge cuts in funding if they defend the right to bodily autonomy or the right to even read or talk about bodily autonomy. Individuals are threatened with harassment for standing up for abortion rights and LGBTQ+ equity. And the forces that are trying to erase our trans and childbearing age neighbors from public life want the rest of us to be scared and abandon them. Our faith tradition commands us to stand our ground. When I think of solidarity, I often picture a video from a protest in Washington, D.C. a few years ago. You might remember this. During the protests following the murder of George Floyd, as armed riot police marched toward a lone black man, a young white woman jumped between the man and law enforcement, literally putting her body between the unarmed man and the police. They kept advancing, and she didn't budge. While they put their hands on her and on the man, the police didn't injure either protester. That's a very clear picture of solidarity. My Judaism requires me to literally and figuratively put myself in harm's way to be in solidarity with my community who are affected by abortion bans and anti-trans legislation. I have to get comfortable with the knowledge that my faith may lead me into places where my own safety is at risk, where I may face retaliation and punishment or worse. But it's not that often that we're presented with an opportunity to do something as bold as putting our bodies between the oppressed and the oppressors. So my Judaism also calls on me to have a little humility and follow the lead of the people who are most at risk. They know best what they need and what they don't need. In my zeal to protect the rights I value so deeply, I can run the risk of making my friends and neighbors less safe. So once again, I'm trying to consider the environment, and instead of standing on a chair and yelling and shaking my fist, I'm trying to speak quietly, listen more, ask questions, build authentic relationships, and earn trust. Until I can prove myself a safe person by my actions, I can't really be in solidarity with my trans and childbearing age friends and neighbors. While the stakes of the work are higher than ever, the times may require us to do this work in a hushed manner, not yelling and shaking fists, but quietly offering someone a place to stay for a few months when they move to Minnesota for our trans or reproductive sanctuary laws, forming small networks with our neighbors to crowdsource healthcare or job opportunities, or inviting a distressed friend to join us for the solace of a Shabbat service. So in this time that is unsafe for so many, Judaism tells us that we must hold each other up, care for each other, and take on some of the risk of protecting the critical right to bodily autonomy for all of us and for generations to come. Shabbat Shalom.
Yasher Koach. I would listen to you teach Torah and stand on a chair and shake your fist every day of the week. Thank you so much, Jerry. So grateful for your leadership, for your Torah. We're going to bless, just allowing this feeling of being called so gently and generously and fiercely and bravely into this moment. We're going to bless each other and just draw that Torah deeper in. If you want to sing, you can find the words of those blessings, number 3 on our song sheet. Hamalach hagoel oti, Hamalach hagoel oti mikol ra, yevarech et hane'arim, vayikarev bahem shemi, v'shem avotai, v'shem avotai, Avraham v'Yitzchak, v'yidgul harov, v'yidgul harov b'kerev haaretz. Yisimchem Elohim kesara, kerivka, kerachel u'chelea, k'Efraim u'chimenashe. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
invite our Zoom blessers to pour blessings into the chat. Yalalai, yalalai, yalalai. Yalalai, 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 yalalai. May we be strategic. May we protect each other. May we continue a tradition of standing with those in need. May our bodies be our business. May our communities be everyone's business. May we stand together to support our trans family and body autonomy for all. May we all be courageous like Jerry. May we all have the courage to speak up for each other verbally and with action. May solidarity be our lifeblood. May we effort to name all our blessings amidst all the pain. May we be brave enough to speak even when we aren't Torah scholars, knowing that we need many kinds of voices. May we celebrate playing with gender, not criminalize it. May we all get the abortions and/or pregnancies that we want. May our country's ideas of religious freedom adapt to the reality of religious plurality. Kein yehi ratzono yalalai yalalai yo yalalai 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 yo I know that Jerry's going to be coming back up at the end of services to help us invite us into some action. So thank you so much, Jerry. And just really, I look forward to sending the words of your Dvar out to our community after Shabbos. Also, we need to sit with your Torah for a long time. Yesher koach.
We'll begin to put a seal on our service, rising or rooting on page 284.
V'hashevota, elevavecha, ki Adonai, hu Elohim, v'hashevota, elevavecha, Ki Havaya, Hi Elohim, V'nehemar, V'haya Adonai, L'melech kol haaretz, V'yom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad.
Folks can be seated. In a second, we'll say the words of Mourner's Kaddish and remember the people in our lives, in our family, and in our community. But before we go there, we've taken the tradition since October 7th to say the words, to sing the words of Oseh Shalom as a marker of all the folks who have died in Israel, Palestine, and Gaza over the course of these months and years now. I'm thinking of the babies whose bodies were returned this last week, and all of the children who have died in Gaza and in Israel over the course of this conflict. It is so hard to continue seeing this war continue even as there's a ceasefire. It is so hard to see the lives continue to pile up. We join together in a commitment to not forgetting any human who is involved in this conflict, to recommitting ourselves to peace. Oseh Shalom bimromav, Hu
Yaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael.
I'll read a list of names of people who have died over the course of these last 30 days and a list of names of people who have died in the anniversary of this time in previous years. If you hear the name of someone that you knew and loved and would like to share a sentence or two of remembrance of stories, we would love to hear it. Rabbi Ariel is on hand with a microphone somewhere. Ooh, somewhere there. Today we're in the Shloshim, the first 30 days since the death of John F. Rothstein, Robert's brother, Christina's brother-in-law, and Jonah's uncle. We're also in the Shloshim. Oh, I'm so sorry. We're also in the Shloshim of Sam Nordquist, a trans man from Minnesota who was tragically murdered in New York. We're in the Shloshim of Gabriel Gabby Snyderman Brody, Lisa Bogoslav's mother, Kyra Sire, Kendra Cronin's beloved friend, Ron Edgar, Matt Edgar's father, Mort Freemark, Samara Freemark's grandfather, Sarah Alperstadt Froelich, Sarah Glassman's great-grandmother, Pamela Elliott Gernbacher, Kim Swiler's mother, Melville Gilbert, MJ Gilbert's father, Barbara Gold, Diana Bermond's mother, Enid Alhouse Hare, Thrin's grandmother, Irving Kahn, Phyllis's father-in-law, Sylvia Knazin, Hannah Knazin Lipman's grandmother, Paul Lipkin, Laura Lipkin's father, Satorno Sam Maskey, Kendra Cronin's grandpa, Anna Nemmer, Charles Nemmer Charles's grandmother, Bertha Bracha Newberg, Elaine Frankowski's mother, Philip Paczynski, Zachary Scott's father, Sylvester Price, Andrea Kircher's stepfather, Phyllis Scalzo Lena, Catherine Tain's mother, Don Skonbaum, Mark Skonbaum's father, and Beth Wiener, Miriam Kana Kelberg's aunt. Are there any additional names that folks would like to bring into our space?
So my great aunt Roberta passed away a few days ago, and I didn't really get to know her because unfortunately there's a lot of grudges that my family held, and my grandmother and my great aunt really weren't speaking to each other for most of my life. But I was friends with her on Facebook, and her profile picture was a picture of the baby from The Simpsons. So that's something. She was 90 years old, and she often liked my post about trans rights. So I don't know what my mom would have thought of me being trans, but her sister approved. So.
My father, William Epstein, died about 15 years ago, and if you were around now, he would be very proud of us.
My mom, Robin Wood, died 16 years ago on the 23rd, and she would have been very proud, especially this year, seeing Ben have his bar mitzvah and Riley and the things that they have she only got to meet one of her grandchildren, which was my oldest, Riley. So anyway, Ben was the first thing that happened without my mom in my life. So anyway, just remembering her.
I'll invite folks to turn to page 294 to rise or root as we say Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkada v'yikada shemei Rabba ve'ama divra chirute ve'amlich malchute ve'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael bagala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh V'tadar v'tale v'talal shemei dekut shabarechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata tamiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru. Amen. Folks can be seated. I am going to invite up Emma Stout for the first chapter of what will be a multi-chapter announcement experience today. You got it, Emma?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Shabbat Shalom. I'm Emma Stout. I'm a board member at Shir Tikva. So glad to be here with all of you. I'm going to be honest, I'm looking at the announcements and I'm realizing they're last week's announcements. So I'm going to need a little bit of help with thank yous to make sure that I thank the appropriate folks. Oh, do we have?
Yeah, this one looks better.
Brilliant! Even better.
That's terrible setup for you.
No, it's not. It is no problem. This is my first time giving announcements, so I think I'm being hazed. Truly, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. It is such a joy to be together, especially in these times. At the end of the service, please return the prayer books to the usher table over there. It's a huge help if you're able to separate out your blue sheets from your Sidurim. Mazel Tov to Sally Crowley on becoming Bar Mitzvah tomorrow. Woo! And thank you so much to all of those who made tonight possible, Rabbis Joey and Ariel, Gordon, the Macomb Minion, Julie Jacobs, and Lori Sweet. Thank you to our usher, Emma Stout, our shomer, and security for your steady presence. And thank you so much to the Gage, Wood, Schwartz, Leckerick, and Miller Eldridge families, sorry if I mispronounced any names there, for hosting the Oneg tonight in honor of Solomon Crowley becoming Bar Mitzvah. We have a couple more announcements here for Shir Tikva. Please find all of our Shir Tikva programming updates in our weekly e-news and on our website. If you're not on the e-news yet, you can sign up on the website. It's super easy. We'd love to be in touch. Next week's Shabbat service will be a masks recommended service. If this isn't the best fit for you, please join us on Zoom. Shir Tikva's Sanctuary and Immigrant Justice Committee invites you to join a most important panel discussion on how our congregation and communities can continue to drive justice and support immigrants and refugees on Sunday, March 9th from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. in person at Shir Tikva and on Zoom. There's no cost to attend. And the application for the Board of Trustees is open. You can find the application in our e-news or email the office for more information. This is an incredible opportunity to lead our holy community. As a board member, can confirm it's a lot of fun. And Purim is coming. Hamantash, woohoo! Hamantash orders are open now. You can find information in the e-news. See, if you're not in the e-news, you can tell it's really the place to be. And a reminder that your community is here to support you. So please do reach out to the rabbis if you encounter a life change so they can activate the Shir Tikva network of support. And from here, I'd like to invite up Jerry.
This should be easy. If you were moved at all to stand on a chair or shake your fist or make signs and yell at a rally, I have a QR code that Rabbi Joey taped to the glass door on the way out. And if you go to that QR code, there'll be a whole long list of resources and upcoming events for you to take action in support of bodily autonomy. Thanks.
Next up, we are going to hear a quick word from Solly.
My brain isn't braining right now. I want to ask you if you could donate or buy dog treats from us. 100% of our profit goes to the Bond Between Dog Rescue. We are doing this because the Bond Between helps stray dogs find homes. And that's just, yes. And I have made many treats with healthy ingredients, so please donate or buy these treats. Other ways to support the Bond Between is bring in some pet food for the pet shelf. Monetary donation is always appreciated. And if you take a look at the Winona, right? Oh my God. Window along the back of the sanctuary, you can see many pets that are currently available for adoption. The best way to support these animals is to bring them to their forever home, which might be yours. The QR code will bring directly to the adoption website.
Thank you so much, Sally. Last but very much not least, we have Barry to introduce our 6th grade profit fair.
Shabbat Shalom. So Jesse Goldfarb and I have been privileged to teach these crazy, wild, great 6th graders this year. And Jesse is not here because 10 days ago, he became a father for the first time. So I am acting as his mouthpiece tonight, and so you'll hear from Jesse and from me tonight. This is our 10th year of having a profit fair here. And I think some kids who have gone through it before. It started because, yes, there's a few. It started because, the rabbis were concerned that the people going for bar and bar mitzvah didn't know anything about their Haftarah portion. So what we did was we started a profit fair, and what we did was we got those mailing tubes, and we called it, and we stole it from the state fair, and we called it Profit on a Stick. So the kids did a good job. They decorated it, they painted it, they did a lot of stuff with it. It was good, but it could have been better. And Forrest Yesness, our director of education, was fantastic. He basically came up to us and said, this is all right, but the kids, you need to trust the kids more. They can really dig deeper. So he guided us, he made suggestions, and he gave us a few nudges. But you know what? He was right. He was absolutely right. The kids really dug into it, and they really got a lot more out of it. So tonight, you're going to see some crazy things in the Haftarah. You are going to see a prophet who might have killed his daughter knowingly, okay? You're going to see a king who has blood on his hands and was not allowed to build a temple. You're going to see rich Israelites just take advantage of the poor, steal their land, something kind of like what's going on right now. So you're going to see a lot of that stuff, and you're going to hear about the 7 Haftarot of consolation given by Isaiah. So these are things that the kids really dug into, did a great job on. And what I'd like is for the kids to stand up. Give them a big round of applause. So we're going to start in a few minutes out in the Oneg, sanctuary over there. And just so you know that they've only spent a few weeks on this. So this is a start for them. So during the bar and bar mitzvah, they can maybe go ahead and do a little bit more on this. But I think you'll really be pleased with what you say. And so stay and fetch and eat a little. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Barry. Yasher koach.
Yasher koach, Barry. And Barry has been teaching our students. You taught mishpachot, you taught our youngest ones, you've taught our bar mitzvah, you've been teaching for so many years. Thank you so much, and mazal tov to Jesse. We'll be blessing Jesse's baby here on this bima in just a few weeks. We can't wait to meet this little new one. So can't wait to hear your presentations. Mimi, welcome to the bima. Welcome back to the bima. Mimi, will you take this microphone? Oh, you got one.
I can do the formal pass off if you want.
Solomon, you are a funny, kind, and outgoing person that is nice to have a conversation with. You make class fun and have worked really hard for your bar mitzvah. Here is your Kiddush cup. Good luck tomorrow. I know you will do great.
We'll close out our service by blessing wine and challah. Sally, can you flip around to the side of me? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam barei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu Zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'nikra kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta im kol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. You can drink. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'te'avon. Feel free to grab a bite.
Shalom, mazal tov. Hang in there. And may there be real moments of rest this Shabbat. Please stick around for the Prophet Fair. Please also introduce yourselves to people you don't know yet. This community is always becoming stronger by the ways we reach towards each other, those we've known for a really long time and those we have not yet met. So Shabbat Shalom. We'll close in song, and then you're invited to go learn about the prophets. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la
Yalai, la, la, yalai, la, la, Shabbat Shalom.